Hi, John Marshall, the DrillMaster. Every image you see playing here has something wrong with it. When I post critiques, my objective is education. After all, education is key. It is not to embarrass anyone. It is not to tear down a team. It is not to win an argument in the comment section. My purpose is to point people back to the standard, explain what the manual says, and help teams improve. And most of the time, that is exactly how people receive it. I receive many messages from cadets and instructors, first responders, veterans, active duty service members, and honor guard members who simply want to understand. They ask good questions. They ask for citations. They want clarification. They want to know why one method is correct and another is not. They want to take the information back to their team and make things better. That is the professional conversation we need in drill and ceremonies. A critique should not end with embarrassment. It should end with understanding. But there is also a small, loud majority. Instead of discussing the standard, they immediately identify themselves by job title, position, years of service, or rank, and then move directly into personal attacks. They do not address the manual. They do not address the citation. They do not address the procedure. They attack the messenger. Sometimes those attacks are aimed at me. Every once in a while, they are aimed at the people in the photo or video. They call them names, use profanity, throw around insults, and act as if name-calling somehow proves a point. It doesn't. A rank, title, or position may explain experience to some extent. It does not override the published standard. If the manual says one thing and tradition, memory, or personal preference says something else, the manual is still the standard. That is not personal. That is not disrespectful. That's how standards work. Now, there is another important point here. Not every critique carries the same weight because not every person carries the same responsibilities. A cadet who performs an incorrect method is often doing exactly what an adult taught them to do. A young person in a color guard, drill team, or honor guard may simply be repeating the instruction they were given. In those cases, the correction should be educational, or at least seen as educational. The same can be true for first responder honor guard members. Many of them volunteer their time. Many have never received formal training. Many are trying to honor someone properly with the best information they have. When they ask questions and want to learn, that deserves respect. But when someone is in a formal training role or part of an organization that is supposed to operate from a published manual, the responsibility changes. Air Force Base Honor Guard members, for example, are trained under a manual. They are expected to know that manual and perform according to it. That is not an unreasonable expectation. Likewise, junior ROTC instructors, Sea Cadet, and Civil Air Patrol adults are responsible for what their cadets are taught and what their cadets are allowed to perform. When cadets are permitted to invent methods, ignore the manual, or create procedures, they are completely unsupported. That is not only a cadet issue, that is an instructor issue. My strongest criticism is usually not aimed at the young person in the video. It is aimed at the adult trainer, instructor, or organization that should have known better. The standard has not changed. The responsibility has. That is why some critiques are sharper than others. If someone is learning, I want to teach. If someone is responsible for teaching others, then I expect them to know the source material or be willing to go back and learn it. That is not arrogance. That's accountability. Thanks for watching.